Both the public and private sector provide goods and services. The private sector is the provision of goods and services by businesses owned by individuals or group of individuals. The public sector is government organizations that provide goods and services. These government organizations often provide services like education and healthcare for free. Firstly, we'll take a look at the private sector organizations. These organizations come in all shapes and sizes. They could be sole traders, where the business is owned and controlled by a single person, or partnerships, where the business is controlled and owned by a few people working together. They could even be companies, where the business is owned by the shareholders who elect directors to run the day-to-day business. Continuing on private sector, let's see what the aims of these organizations are. The initial aim of any new organization would be to survive. Obviously, the business cannot gain profit the moment they begin, so they must survive in the trade long enough to start making profits. The next obvious aim would be to maximize the profit. As we discussed in the economic assumptions video, firms aim to maximize profit. If it is a big company, a dividend is paid to the shareholder. If the firm is smaller, the owner would get the profit. Growth is important. As the bigger the business, the higher the advantages, like exploiting economies of scale. But this might not be like by shareholders, as dividends would be low, firstly. And the final aim is social responsibility, where firms aim to become a better, more socially stable firm. Now let's move on to public sector organizations. Again, public sector organizations vary in size and other factors. Some public sector organizations are central government departments like the Ministry of Defense, which is for armed forces, or the Department of Transport, which is in charge of the transport system. These departments are controlled by board members who are under a government minister. Public corporations or state-owned enterprises are incorporated businesses owned by the government. The government assigns a board of directors and decides the key policies. Local authority services include services like libraries, swimming pools, and even fire services, including housing. It is run by councillors elected by the residents. Just like the private sector, the public sector organizations have aims, but different ones. Improving the quality. Most public sector organizations aim to improve quality of service provided. Minimizing costs. Public sector organizations have often been criticized of being inefficient and wasting government resources. So, the governments aim to cut costs whenever they can, allowing for social costs and benefits. This is possible as government organizations do not aim to make profit. Well, that's all for today. If you preferred it instead of a whack in the face with your textbook, then like and consider subscribing.